shall we talk about maybe one of the best headlines I've seen in quite some time? This from Bounding Into Comics. The Sound of Freedom defeats Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny at the box office on none other than Independence Day. Salute to America. Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday month. It's American Pride Month. Did you know that? Disney originally had the rights to distribute this movie. They had the script and they shelved it. And the filmmakers worked really hard to get those rights back. And now, with those rights wrested back from Disney, they've made this movie and have gone on to use it to embarrass and humiliate Kathleen Kennedy's disastrous Dial of Destiny. Captain's Log, previously on the Captain's Cast live stream, live every Thursday and Sunday with me, Captain Garrett. The recently released Sound of Freedom film starring Jim Caviezel defeated Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny at the box office on Independence Day. As reported by The Numbers, the Angel Studios distributed Sound of Freedom was the top film at the box office on July 4th, the day that the film released. It grossed $14.2 million while in 2,634 theaters. So that's an average of $5,400 per theater. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, on the other hand, came in second with a daily gross of $11.6 million while being in 4,600 theaters. Can you believe this, folks? This is a movie, Indiana Jones, that has the full weight and might and limitless fortune of Disney behind it. All the special effects budget you could want, all the CGI you could ever ask for, a legacy character. You know, you would think that just the sheer baseline mediocre level of film goer would be enough for Dial of Destiny to crush it. And yet it's not. And you know something? This restores my faith in humanity. Angel Studios co-founder Jeffrey Harmon indicated numerous potential moviegoers were actually being turned away from theaters because showings were sold out. He tweeted yesterday night, Sound of Freedom and Angel Studios are in full-on theatrical dogfight this week for additional showtimes in larger auditoriums against the biggest studios in the world. We are having sellouts nationwide, but so many are being turned away because there are no seats left. Harmon added, this was exactly the strategy, but it's a miracle it's actually working. The only way for a startup studio to enter theatrical on the 4th of July is by brute force. Our team has voluntarily put in calculable hours because they can sense this can rescue many children. It's an honor to get a small part of such a significant movement. And I have heard Chris Gore, hat tip Film Threat, check out Film Threat if you want awesome, solid, and wide-ranging film reviews. Chris Gore said this movie is fantastic, and I trust him implicitly. And I'm like, you know what? Because look, I love a good America, freedom, save the children kind of movie, but I also want it to be good. I want you to understand the sheer work ethic of these filmmakers, right? Because this is what they did. They set up a system where you can buy a ticket as a donation. You can donate a ticket. And then a moviegoer who wants to see the movie, can't afford it, maybe it's too expensive, they can go and claim a free ticket. So essentially they're getting people that are interested in this film to effectively buy tickets for other film goers. Now, contrast that with the marketing strategy of Dial of Destiny. You're going to love this. You know what Dial of Destiny's strategy was? Giving away free Indiana Jones tickets with Applebee's combos. I shit you not. They are trying to Kathleen over there at Lucasfilm, she's trying to inflate their numbers with free tickets with Applebee's dinners. I can't even, can you imagine the desperation of this? Oh, and you think of, I'll never let you forget it, Disney. You know what you did. Everybody goes to Applebee's for free movie tickets, don't you know? Oh my God. So congratulations to Jeffrey Harmon. Yeah, Silverback says, wow, free Applebee's with Indy 5 tickets. You can now have 2 loads of crap in one evening. I only heard about this recently, and it's very much a word of mouth film right now. And I can't believe I have this thought, but I can already see the leftist weirdo articles criticizing this movie coming out. Now why is that? How do I know that the Wokies aren't going to like this movie? On paper, there's nothing to dispute here. It's like this is a true story about a man who actually has been fighting child trafficking, about a problem that is not just a problem, it is a worldwide epidemic. In theory, what could possibly be more uniting to humanity? But how is it? How is it that in the back of my mind, I just know they're going to be upset about this? And the funny thing was, at first, I didn't question that thought. I just had that thought because I always have that thought. Whenever there's a movie that's going to piss the Wokies off, I'm like, oh, that's going to piss them off. All right. But then I'm like, no, wait a minute. How do I know that? I don't know that. It's not that. Surely I am being biased and bigoted. I give you Jezebel. Jezebel.com. Try this. Now, how did I know, my dear sailors and starnuts? Now, how did I know? The Sound of Freedom is an anti-child trafficking fantasy fit for QAnon. Star Jim Caviezel, who plays real-life anti-trafficking activist Tim Ballard, has been talking about adrenochrome and organ harvesting on his press tour by Rich Juzwiak. Oh, just ran to the presses on Monday. Just had to make sure he got this in, did he? The role actually gives Caviezel the opportunity to spout several extremely self-serious one-liners, like when he explains that he's in the line of work that he is because God's children are not for sale. Or when he tearfully recites over 2 million children a year are being sucked into the deepest recesses of hell. At last, QAnon's camp appeal gets the cinematic exploration it demands. Mr. Juzwiak, this is your first thought. This is your first thought when you see a film about a real-life man who's doing more than you ever will to save the lives of children. This is your first thought. To run to your computer. At last, QAnon's camp appeal gets the cinematic exploration it demands. This is not a QAnon biopic, you idiot. Like, what is wrong with these weirdos, these wackos? They're whacked out people. They're sick. This is why I say wokeness is a movement that is just evil. It just is, because only such an evil mind virus could blind you to what's right in front of you. This should be uniting all of us. Now, look, is it possible the film takes some liberties? Is it possible we're indulging in just a little bit of revenge fantasy? Yes, who cares? Maybe we need some once in a while. The legitimacy of Ballard's organization. These people love legitimacy, don't they? Operation Underground Railroad. Its claims of heroic rescues of trafficking victims and its methodology have been questioned and investigated by journalists. But notice how this idiot is determined to go and find the thing that will allow him to indict this film. Now, if this film were about a brave CIA agent putting parents in jail for misgendering their transgender children, he would be stunning and brave. And this would be the film everyone should see and should be shown to all people by force. Sound of Freedom was finished back in 2018, about 2 years after Pizzagate put QAnon into the public eye, but was shelved by Disney at the time, which, by the way, is that not rich? Disney had this film and wouldn't make it, and now they're choking on it. Now it's getting an indie release as a conservative thriller. Yeah, it's amazing. It is amazing. The only people in the world who are allowed to have causes are woke leftist wackos. They're the only people that are ever entitled to be behind a cause, to have any moral beliefs, to have anything they stand up for. Anyone else, well, it's a conservative thriller. This is a film, sir. This is a film, sir, about saving children from child sex slavery. You foaming at the mouth wacko. Conservative has nothing to do with this movie. These people are sick. I can't even believe it. Caviezel went on at length about the whole adrenochrome empire as driving demand for trafficking. The movie has received endorsements from Elon Musk and Ivanka Trump. Ew, gross! It probably will come as no surprise that among Ballard's promotional rhetoric has been anti-trans sentiment. And there it is! Oh my God! Like clockwork! You can set your watch by these wackos, can't you? It's unbelievable. Look at the, for a guy who hates conspiracy theories, look at the web he has woven here. Film about child trafficking has Jim Caviezel in it. Now, follow me here. Follow me. Jim Caviezel is liked by conservatives. Conservatives also like Donald Trump. Donald Trump appointed the panel in which this film's filmmaker is attached. The original guy it's based on. And he has been endorsed by Elon Musk and Ivanka Trump, and they're ew and gross. Therefore, QAnon. Elon Musk and Ivanka Trump, both liberals, he would rather side against them than be in favor of this movie raising awareness about child trafficking. But looky here, he can't wait to talk about anti-trans sentiment. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Maybe this has something to do with why it bothers him to side against child traffickers. I'm just saying. As the sun rises and sets, if there is a movie about a moral man saving children from slavery, the woke will be pissed about it. What does that tell you about their state of mind? The mission will continue on the Captain's Cast live stream with me, Captain Garrett, on the Swords and Starships channel live every Thursday and Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it, and I will see you in the chat out there. Make sure to give me a follow on Locals at swordsandstarships.locals.com. It's free to follow and direct message me on Locals, and this will help defend against YouTube censorship and allow me to maintain a direct connection with you. The mission of this channel is to build a fellowship of sci-fi, fantasy, and action-adventure fans who prize freedom of speech and artistic expression above all. And if you choose to support the channel with a paid membership, there will be even more exclusive content in store, and I would certainly be honored to earn your support. Until then, hail to you, hail to the Fellowship, and hail to the Iron Age of entertainment.